been called many things: Metal God, the Prince of Darkness, Madman, the Blizzard of Oz, but to me, he'll always be the Godfather of Heavy Metal. He is John Michael Osborne, but we all know him as Ozzy. The former frontman for 70s heavy metal band Black Sabbath, who was actually kicked out of the band because of his extensive drug and alcohol habits, and who then went on to become a monstrous million-selling metal superstar, Ozzy Osbourne has had quite a lengthy and illustrious career. And at 70 years old, he is still pumping out heavy metal tunes with a new album, Ordinary Man, which includes collaborations with Elton John, Slash, Tom Morello from Audioslave, and current pop star Post Malone.
Mental Health Watchdog here. I collaborate with Citizens Commission on Human Rights in investigating and exposing psychiatric abuses and other human rights violations in the mental health field. CCHR is a nonprofit, non-political, and non-religious mental health watchdog organization with offices all around the world since it was founded in 1969. Co-founded, actually, by psychiatrist Dr. Thomas Saz. Now, what does any of this have to do with Ozzy Osbourne? Well, besides the fact that he is one of my favorite rock stars ever, he also has a long psychiatric history. Let me elaborate. Ozzy recently broke his silence about a particular physical condition he's been suffering from. Ozzy announced that he has Parkinson's disease.
I found out that I have a mild form of
It's Parkin 2, which is a form of Parkinson's. And it is not a death sentence by any stretch of the imagination, but it does affect certain nerves in your body.
According to the American Parkinson's Disease Association, Parkinson's disease is a type of movement disorder that can affect the ability to perform common daily activities. It is a chronic and progressive disease, meaning the symptoms become worse over time. It is characterized by its most common of motor symptoms: tremors, stiffness or rigidity of the muscles, and slowness of movement, called bradykinesia. But also it manifests in non-motor symptoms, including sleep problems, constipation, anxiety, depression, and fatigue, among others. This is an irreversible condition. Now, it's no secret that over a span of decades, Ozzy has consumed enough alcohol and street drugs to choke a 100-foot bat. But he's also had much more than his share of prescription medication as well. Well, I'm not a doctor, nor will I claim I have the answer to how he got this disease, but I will give you some interesting facts. In an article written several years ago from the Los Angeles Times, Ozzy admitted he was on a steady regimen of psychotropic meds, including Valium, Dexedrine, Mycilene, Adderall, Zyprexa, Ambien, and a host of other powerful medications. They were all prescribed at the time by one Beverly Hills physician, Dr. David A. Kipper, who, unknown to Ozzy at the time, was under investigation for overprescribing drugs to other celebrity patients. Prescription records back then show that Dr. Kipper had Osbourne on an array of potent drugs: opiates, tranquilizers, and amphetamines, antidepressants, and antipsychotics. Ozzy told the LA Times reporter in that interview that he swallowed as many as 42 pills a day. "I was wiped out on pills," he said. And after 1 year of being prescribed such massive drug cocktails, Ozzy fired Kipper. "I couldn't talk, I couldn't walk. I could barely stand up. I was lumbering about like a hunchback of Notre Dame. It got to the point where I was scared to close my eyes at night, afraid I might not wake up." In an article from The Guardian in June 2011, Ozzy talked about the death of his friend and guitarist Randy Rhoads. "It took me a very long time to get over his death. I'm on a low dose of antidepressants even now," Ozzy remarked. Legendary guitarist Randy Rhoads died in 1982 at the age of 25 years old. So according to Ozzy, it appears that he's been on antidepressants from 1982 to the date of that article, 2011. That's nearly 30 years. And even half of that time is a long time. In an article from The Mirror, printed in 2014, Ozzy claimed, "I overdosed all the time. and deliberately on one occasion, it was 1981, and I took a whole load of temazepam. I just remembered waking up in a hospital having my stomach pumped. And according to an article found in the website called The Good Fight, Ozzy switched over from street drugs to Prozac and Zoloft, and there he stayed. In a 2009 interview with the Daily Mail, Osbourne admitted that money can pretty much buy any prescription drug you'd like. I was hooked on them pills for a long time, and I bullshit the doctors to get whatever I wanted, he said. You name it, I had it. In California, if you're a celebrity, you'll find somebody who'll say, okay, yeah. And finally, taken from the 2002 book, Ozzy Knows Best by Chris Nixon. I am addicted to pills and medication, admitted Ozzy, and he had a list of prescription medications he was taking that would have toppled most people. His antipsychotic medication gave him the kind of tremors in his hands and legs often seen in people suffering from Parkinson's disease. From just these two sources, quite a few psychotropic meds were mentioned. We know it isn't all of them, and we don't even know exactly to what extent these meds were taken, though it's heavily implied they were extensively consumed. Here's the compiled list from just these sources. Valium, Dexedrine, Mycilene, Adderall, Zyprexa, Ambien, Temazepam, Prozac, and Zoloft. Common side effects for Valium include shakiness and unsteady walk, trembling and other problems with muscle control or coordination, muscle weakness, epileptic attacks, impaired motor abilities, tremors, aggression, anxiety, delirium, irritability, panic, and paranoid psychosis. Common side effects for Dexedrine include anorexia, aggression, hostility, anxiety, depression, and dyskinesia. More on that particular side effect later. Common side effects for Mycilene include shakiness and unsteady walk, trembling and other problems with muscle control, clumsiness, dizziness, sensation of spinning, visual disturbances, and vertigo. Common side effects of Adderall include irregular heartbeat, anxiety, loss of strength, nervousness, palpitations, agitation, dizziness, and speech disorder. Common side effects of Prozac include restlessness, tremors, amnesia, hyperkinesia, paresthesia, sensory disturbances, agitation, disturbance in attention, hostility, hypomania, mania, restlessness, sleep disorder, tension, and muscle twitching. Common side effects of Zyprexa include muscle trembling, jerky or stiffness, shuffling walk, slurred speech, stiffness of arms and legs, jerky movements of head, face, mouth, and neck, trembling or shaking of hands, feet, legs, arms, and uncontrolled movements of parts of the body. And drugs.com also had this to say about Zyprexa. Parkinsonism events most commonly occur with oral doses of 15 milligrams or more per day and included akinesia, cogwheel rigidity, extrapyramidal syndrome, dyskinesia, hypertonia, hypokinesia, and tremors. Keep in mind that these are just some of the posted common side effects. There are also many less common side effects and rare side effects posted for each drug. And not one of the side effects I mentioned are small or mediocre. All of them are serious conditions. Also keep in mind that it is likely Ozzy was on some, if not all of these medications for extended periods of time, and the longer the use of the particular drug, the higher the possibility of experiencing more of those side effects of that drug. He was on many. And as you can see, there are quite many side effects that adversely affect muscle regularity, and some even include dyskinesia, which is defined as abnormality or impairment of voluntary muscular movement, and it is an irreversible condition. And so, now the Godfather of Heavy Metal has Parkinson's disease. One of the most important questions to ask in these situations is, why would somebody be put on a drug, or in Ozzy's case, so many drugs, that carry with them such debilitating side effects? Isn't this the mental health system? It doesn't appear, by the pharmaceutical company's own admission, that these are helpful at all. Well, it boggles the mind. And this is just one more reason why we do what we do. Investigate and expose psychiatric abuses in this field. Is Ozzy Osbourne a victim of the mental health system? Is this psychiatric abuse? Is Ozzy's current physical condition the result of extensive consumption of medication which carries side effects similar if not identical to his condition currently? And why would he be prescribed these drugs if the result is physical degeneration? Well, I've provided plenty of facts in this show. You decide. And Ozzy, if you come around one more time, I'll be there. I'll see you. And I wish you the best, and I wish your family the best. Meanwhile, I am the Mental Health Watchdog. Thank you for watching. Stay alive and healthy, and I'll catch you later.